Shivaya, Om Namah 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 Shivaya. Om Vande Devam Umapatim Suragurum Vande Jagatkaranam Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrigamadam Vande Pashunam Patim Vande Surya Shashanka Vanhinayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhakta Janashrayam Chavaradam Vande Shivam Shankaram Vande Bhakta Janashrayam Chavaradam Vande Shivam Shankaram. I chant and you repeat the Shiva Panchakshari Stotram. Nagendraharaya Trilochanaya Nagendraharaya Trilochanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya. Mandakini Salila Chandana Charchitaya Mandakini Salila Chandana Charchitaya Nandishwara Pramathanatha Maheshwaraya Nandishwara Pramathanatha Maheshwaraya Mandara Pushpa Bahu Pushpa Supujitaya Mandara Pushpa Bahu Pushpa Supujitaya Tasmai Makaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Makaraya Namah Shivaya. So we saw in the first verse a description of the Lord as one who is the controller of fear, of death, one who wears time or kala represented by the snake, the Vasuki, the king of snakes. And so he wears this as his ornament. For him, all the lights, the biggest luminaries of the universe, the sun, the moon, and on earth, the fire, are his own eyes that are seeing you. Bhasmangaragaya, his form is that of the eternal being, symbolized by, represented by the ashes. He is smeared with ashes. He is Maheshwara, he is the great infinite being, whose essence is, whose nature is, he is of the nature of being eternal, Nitya. He is Shuddha, he is pure, one that can never be polluted by any impurities. And he is Digambara, the one that is that which holds even space, the all-pervasive space, that power, that infinite being which holds the very creation called space in his own arms. For him, space is his clothes, as though he has wrapped clothes around him. This is the form of the divine. Unto that form represented by the syllable na, my namaskara, my salutation. And now comes the syllable ma. And with ma begins Mandakini Salila. He is one whose form is ever anointed with the sacred waters of the goddess Mandakini, or the Ganga, goddess Ganga. And she flows because she sits on his head, she flows all over him. Mandakini Salila. And it is said in the Shiva Purana that Lord Shiva, being the greatest yogi, the Mahayogi, is one who represents absorption in himself. He is the greatest meditator. And as you know, in meditation, the deeper you are in meditation, your system heats up, it generates heat. And therefore you need to cool yourself. And the waters of Ganga and the chandanam, the sandal on him, anointed by the waters and the sandal, the Lord is as if there is a balance kept in the universe. Not only that, the second line moving ahead, Nandishwara Pramathanatha Maheshwaraya. He is Nandehe Ishwaraha. He is the Ishwara, the Lord of Nandi. Nandi is the sacred bull. He is the vehicle of the Lord. When the divine being moves, his powers move, the movement happens on his vehicle, and that vehicle is Nandi, the bull. Nandi is also called the gatekeeper, the protector. And Nandi is supposed to be the son of a great rishi, Kashyapa Rishi, and who had a cow called Surabhi. Anyway, there are so many stories in these. Every word is connected to the beautiful Purana of Lord Shiva. And so Nandishwaraha, he is a very powerful, the most powerful and the most benign, pure devotee eternal devotee of the Lord. In one of the stories where Lord Ganesha, who had a normal head before, that head was cut off and was missing. And then the Ganas or Shiva's attendants are asked to go bring the first head that you see in your path. And Nandi, who is the leader of all these Ganas, the attendants of Lord Shiva, they all go in places looking for the head that had been slayed. They cannot find a head, but the first head that Nandi sees is of Airavata, the white elephant of Lord Indra, the god of heavens. He sees Airavata, the great elephant, the white elephant, and he goes and kills Airavata and brings his head back. And that is the head that gets planted on Ganesha. The first major surgery. Planted on Lord Ganesha, he comes back to life, and that is how he is Gajanana, the one who has elephant face. And so this bringing this elephant face from the white elephant Airavata is done by Nandi. And he is represented, somebody very beautifully said, he is like that eternal devotee. He is ever in front of Lord Shiva's sanctum sanctorum. And he waits patiently, eternally to become one with the divine. He has no hurry, because there is nothing more important than being one with the eternal, and therefore he remains. Nandi, the sacred bull, represents the eternal devotee, the devotee who outpours his devotion to the divine, knowing fully well, trusting fully well that the blessings are always upon him. If I don't see it today, it is my karma that I don't see it today. If I don't see the blessings of the Lord, but I see pain and suffering, well, it is our collective karma. But that doesn't mean the blessings are not there. If the blessings are not there, we will not be alive. We will not be chanting such beautiful prayers. We will not be using this platform to worship and be hopeful and have faith that we are being heard. And that itself means that we are blessed, that we have the presence of mind, we have the centeredness, we have hope. We have to have hope. Humanity cannot give up. We cannot afford to give up to one little enemy of a virus that we cannot even see. We don't give up, but we need patience. It is trying times, not for one or two people, for the whole human civilization. There has been never before, it is unprecedented times. Never before such a situation arose. Yes, we have had pandemics before. Yes, we have had regional epidemic outbreaks in India, in different places and other parts of the world. Yes, lakhs of people have died in these epidemics. But there was never a time where it brought so much agony as a civilization in one period of time, where all of us are so powerfully, badly impacted. And why is that? Well, because we today talk to each other. We communicate with each other, we see each other, we feel each other's pain. If I have, with due apology, with some little courage, if we can have the courage to say there is one gift of this virus which to humanity, and that gift is, it has brought the world together to fight against one common enemy. This happens to be a gift. And so, all of us, we feel each other's pain. Our empathy has come out, our appeal, our cry to the divine has expressed itself. And it has also given us a time to pause. We don't pause. Humanity has been running at jet speed. We have been in the fast lane and moving faster than the fastest. it was overdue that we put a break, we pause, and this is a forced break upon us. And in this break, it is time to really go within, to reflect, to see in my actions, am I doing all the right things to nurture harmony with my environment? Or am I hurting my environment? You may say, no, I am not hurting. Those people are doing it. I am not doing it. But are you not a beneficiary of the consequence of what they are giving you? Are we not beneficiaries of the comforts that science and advancements and technology has brought to human families? And so yes, we are partakers of everything that has happened. All the trees that we have cut, all the paper that we throw, all the dump, using water as a dumping ground when water is the essence of life. Every river is expression of Ganga, Mandakini. She comes from the divine source. Water is divinity. Water is sacred. Whether she flows through the tap through which we have pushed from the waterfalls of nature, we have pushed the water into the taps and then out into our rooms. It's our work. How much we waste, how much we pollute. It is time to reflect on what all humanity we have been doing to nature and convert this into an apology, seeking forgiveness and re-choosing, realigning to better choices. Now that I have learnt my lesson the hard way, I will make better choices. I will live awarefully, and this must become our prayer. Just like nature responded to us when we were harsh, the nature's harshness has come to us. We are experiencing the harshness. When we become loving and kind and sensitive to all life as humanity, as one single human family, nature will immediately respond in nurturance, in love, in giving, in protection. And hence here we invoke that divine being from whom flows our waters, the essence of life. Mandakini salila chandana charchitaya Nandishwara. Let us be that Nandi, the sacred bull, strong and fearless, focused only on one thing, and that is the divine blessings. And He, the Lord, is the Lord of that Nandi, trusting our prayers. He is Pramathanatha. He is also Pramatha, refers to the host of attendants of Lord Shiva. And these are beings, different types of beings. In these subtler worlds, the unseen beings that are not seen by these naked eyes, but they exist. They are said to exist in Kailasha, in the crematoriums on earth. They are all entities. They are not our enemies. They are just entities that live, and they are also connected. Lord Shiva is the Lord of all these entities. And He is Maheshwaraha. Mahancha asau Ishwaraha. He is the great, infinite, divine, cosmic being. Mandara pushpa bahu pushpa supujitaya. Supujitaya. He is that Lord who is worshipped, to whom we do puja. We do puja. How do you do puja? Bahu Pushpa, by using many flowers. When you are about to begin prayers to the Lord, you go pick the best flowers, as many as you can from your garden. Why? Because now you are going to worship the infinite being, the divine being. And here Mandara Pushpa, it is a specific type of a flower. And this, it's a red flower called Mandara Pushpa. And starting from Mandara Pushpa, many flowers are used for worship. I have often talked about this one story of a woman saint in the Himalayas. I knew her personally. She attained Samadhi a couple of years ago. And when I moved to the Himalayas in 2005, I heard about one story about her, which everyone in those villages talked about. And it was about this woman saint, how in 1971, when there were Ganga floods, heavy floods, and everybody, the government, had these jeeps going up and down those mountain roads, telling the villagers and the ashram residents and so on to move away from the waters because the river was coming down in a rage. Huge floods. And this woman saint who lived in Uttarkashi then, she refused to leave the Ganga. She stayed there. She didn't go anywhere. Everybody left her. And then they kept calling out, "We can't come down, come quickly." And she just refused to respond. And lo and behold, when that floods came, it covered the ashram from the side, behind her. All the land was covered, but where she sat, and she sat right, she's right on the edge. If you see her ashram today, you will know. It did not touch her. Ganga did not take her away. She survived these floods. It was a big miracle. When I heard this story, I wanted to meet her and talk to her and know about what is that, what was that faith, what is that life. And I asked her to tell me that episode. And she asked me, "What is it you want to know?" And I said, "How could you sit there when you know these waters were coming in such rage?" And that woman saint told me, she said, "Child, understand, we every day, you sit on Ganga bank, don't you? You worship her every day, don't you?" I said, "Yes, I do everyday worship." And she said, "When she is in a small stream flowing, you worship her small, right? When I called her Ma, then how can I be afraid of her as a child? I am her child." And I, in fact, wanted to worship her in great, elaborate puja. And so she had one of her disciples bring a big plate of puja items and a long, beautiful red sari and so on. And then told her, "You go, I am following." And began her elaborate worship of the goddess, because the goddess was going to come in full form. And I asked her, "But were you not afraid of death? Were you not afraid that she would take your life away?" And her answer to me was, "I called her mother, didn't I? And so once she is my mother, Let her decide what is right for me. I am a child, I don't know anything, I am helpless. Let her decide whether I should go into her or I should continue to sit on her banks. It is her decision, not my decision. I trust her decision. Either way, I am okay. I am with my mom. And with this power of her devotion and trust, she lifted that plate of offerings and held it up to her when the waters came. And people who were on the road up the mountain, they watched this, that the waters came, rose, it swelled up, and one wave came and as though snatched that plate away from her, and after that, in that height, another wave never came. The waves kept receding and the direction was changed. Another high wave never came that would take her life away. But that plate was taken by the goddess. This is a true story, heard by me from the very source. And such, her name was Munimai, a great saint of Uttarkashi, Himalayas. That is how I learned what is faith, what is trust. When we do our puja, we must bring our emotions of fear, of anxiety, of stress. All these emotions need to be consolidated and offered in that puja. When you say Namaha, when you say my offering to you, O Lord, it is not that you are offering the flower, you are offering your soul. You are offering your fears, you are offering your heart, you are offering your emotions. Understand, any relationship which is complete, a relationship with your partner, a relationship with your spouse, when you considered it complete, now we don't know, over the years it becomes more and more incomplete because distrust kicks in. But when you trusted and it was complete, did you not invest all your emotions in the other? Where there is complete trust, there is complete channeling of the emotions. Good, bad, ugly, everything is open and transparent, is it not? Well, when I am a devotee of the divine, what does that mean? Just chanting some prayer? No. It is about opening my heart. It's about feeling the emotions. It's about trusting that my prayer is being heard and handing over these fears and knowing that you are the creator, you are my father, you are my mother, and you will take care of me. Let go of your fears. Let go and trust that humanity cannot be in this situation forever. Yes, maybe 1 month, 2 months we may have our struggles. But tomorrow if somebody has a fracture, if there is an accident, if there is a problem, don't we lay in bed for 6 months without moving? Well, there has been a major catastrophe for us. And therefore we are being asked to be cautious and stay home. And while we stay home, we pray. We seek a relief that we cross this period soon and come out of our dark phase. And therefore, with these beautiful flowers, we worship the Lord because flowers carry emotions. On Valentine's Day, that's the reason why you put your love into the red flower and hand it over to your beloved, don't you? Flowers carry emotions. and your devotion to the divine, use flower as your symbol and make an offering at your altar. It is an expression, a tangible expression. You can do your prayers tangibly, called physical puja, or mentally, called mental puja, or verbally through simply chanting mantras, mantra pushpam, as if the mantras, the verses themselves are flowers of offering unto the Lord. So it can be physical, verbal, or mental. The flowers are offered physically, are offered verbally through these prayers, or mentally through a form of worship called Shiva, Manasa Puja. Mentally you visualize the lingam and you offer the flowers. Well, here he says, this Namaha. Namaha is my offering to you, O Lord. Through offering of these flowers, you are the Lord of Nandi, the sacred bull. May I too be that eternal devotee, waiting for your grace. May your grace be showered upon us. May your blessings ever be upon us, because you are the great Lord, and on whom Ganga flows, and Ganga, the great goddess, flows, and the sandal paste, the beautiful fragrance that you emanate. This is the form, your cosmic form, O divine being. My namaskara to you. Help us ride these difficult times. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.